What's up, guys? My name is Poteet, and I'm recording the My Why video to be introduced into the panel for the North Carolina Mental Wellness Summit. And, I'm posting this copy on my TikTok so you guys can kind of figure out who I am. I'll pin it up at the top of my page there for you. But a separate copy of this is going to go to Daniel and Michelle Mooring from Paramedic AF so they can make the introductions necessary to introduce all of us, including a few friends of ours that I'm not going to say anything until they've been introduced formally. Without further ado, fight me in the comments because I'm feeling frisky. Anyway, my name is Poteet, and I'm a mechanic by trade for the last 13 years. I am a volunteer firefighter and EMT basic for the last 5 years. Potentially an EMT, depending on my test results on the 19th, before the conference. I first heard about this conference through Daniel and Michelle Mooring, through Paramedic AF on TikTok with their podcast. They advertised it, and I immediately thought it was something worth being a part of. I'll be coming from Oklahoma to North Carolina on my own dime because I believe in what this represents. Mental health to me is deeply personal. I've experienced a lot of loss and grief on my own. I became numb only for a short time, but I recognized it. And instead of staying there, I made a conscious decision to put all of my experiences into helping mindset. The experiences I'm about to tell you happened, and yes, there's no changing that. But what I can do is honor them and honor their memory and their lives by making it worth something more than what it was. If sharing my story can teach or help even one person, then those losses continue to have purposes. In February of 2018, I lost my son, who was born alive. He lasted 98 minutes, and he unfortunately died due to anencephaly. 4 months later, after that, I lost my dad. My dad had cancer, and just some health complications led to his death, including falling out of bed. And, at that point, I knew nothing about EMT or even what an EMT was at 23 years old. So, now that I am an EMT and I strive to be better, I want to be there for other people's dads and other people's sons, just like they were there for mine. But then we continue, and then 2 years later, in March of 2020, I lost my brother to suicide. My brother dealt with, mental. It's really hard to explain because it was really drug induced. My brother was a really good brother for most of his life. He was like the star quarterback, the athlete, the starter, he had all the girls, all the fame, all the friends, but he got into drugs and just clinically went mentally insane for a lot of it. I mean, there was like no getting him out of it. But over the years, he attempted suicide. I mean, numerous times, whether they were by accident or where they were trying to get attention. And yes, I know not all suicide attempts are, attention seeking, but, some of these from my brother were, and you just had to have been there to understand that. But 2 years later, after I lost my dad in 2020 of March, just before COVID ramped up and got real huge, he finally hung himself, and there was nobody there to save him. So, I mean, it was the end of that. 2 years after that, on December 31st of 22, I lost my mom to alcoholism and organ failure. The change I want to see in how we address mental health, which my own experiences reflect it, but how I say things, I'm just a basket case of myself. So excuse me if I don't say things politically correct for some people. But how I want to change it and how to address it in the mental health and public services for it to continue losing its stigma. It is getting better, but we can't let off the gas just because progress has been made. It's like taking a shower. You don't stop showering because you were clean yesterday. No matter how clean you get, you're going to get dirty again. Mental health works the same way. It requires consistent attention, not crisis-only responses. As for what I hope to gain from attending this conference, selfishly, I want to grow my following. Professionally, I want that growth because I don't make any money from this podcast. It's purely a passion project. I spend far more on it than I probably should, especially as a one-man production. I record, edit, and post everything by myself. I started out doing things cheaply and realized quality matters. So I invested in better tools and studios to make content that people would actually watch and engage with. I don't plan to make any money, but if it happens along the way, that's secondary. Honestly, if I could just cut my production costs in half, I think I'd be more than happy with that. What matters most to me is continuing to make content that helps people. That means evolving, bringing on guests with different areas of expertise, doing mental health days in general, skills days, and officially and occasionally breaking down episodes where I bring on established professionals to discuss topics or videos. What I ultimately want from this conference is to be understood and recognized as a legitimate source for mental health education, but I also want to root that in fire and EMS. I don't want my channel to be solely mental health related, but I want it to be ingrained into what I do. I am a firefighter. I am an EMT. That's what I love to do. I will make content over those topics, firefighter tools, firefighter trucks, firefighters, fires in general, where we break down what fires are, EMS, administration, you name it. We'll make content, but ingrained in those is mental health. Whether you like it or not, mental health is there and it's going to stay there. Whether what we do with it is what matters. We can either make it grow or we can just let it die. And if we let it die, don't be surprised by what happens. But relevant to overall health, mind, body, and physicality. That's what I hope to accomplish. And that's my why. Thank you for allowing me to bend your ear for the last few minutes. And Dan Mooring and Michelle Mooring, thank you for giving me a chance to allow me to be on the podcast. Thank you for a chance to allow me to be on the panel. I look forward to working with you guys more and more as we grow. To my friends out there, Nurse Andrea Law, the mental health medic, Kevin at Silent War Within. Thank you guys for just believing in what I do and liking the content and pushing me out there. And to Tim at End of Shift Apparel, thank you for always being there for me as well. Couldn't do it without you guys. And till then, the world is dangerous. And if you're not safe, remember, I'll see you soon. Dispatch, medic 1, show medic 1 en route.